What is going on, fellow Clashers? First of all, thank you so much for stopping by. Yes, it is time to break down the Expo, the most hated card in the game by far. Everybody just absolutely raging when they lose to this card, and the key to defeating the Expo is, well, there's really three things in my opinion. One, you've got to anticipate it. You've got to know when your opponent is going to drop it. Sometimes that's impossible. Other times you can tell when an Expo is coming. Two, another way is to prevent them from ever getting it down, prevent them from protecting it with other cards. Or three, just push so hard that they never really get a chance to put it into use. They're too focused on defense that they can never use that time and that elixir to go on the offense. Now right here, there was really no telling this was coming, and the Expo goes down along with Barbarians, and it locks onto the tower. So Chris definitely raging at this point, never fun, and now there is a cannon in front of the Expo, making it even harder to get it down. And, well, that Expo pretty much mercilessly is going to ravage Chris's poor left lane, and he's pretty much given up on it. He's pushed right side, and yes, this is a fourth way to deal with an Expo user, and that is ignore it completely and push hard on the other lane. With the Golem, without this player, I got the power working to stop the Golem. That tower was disintegrated, and the Golem is advancing on the King along with the Dragon as well. So the Expo, by being ignored, they really just traded towers there, but Chris definitely has the upper hand with damage to the opponent's King. And now at this point, it's essentially like a brand new game. They are tied once again, but the difference is Chris knows his opponent has the Expo, so now he is certainly going to be more prepared for it, and the element of surprise is gone. And that is really one of the keys to Expo users, is keeping that element of surprise. One way they will give it away is by dropping defensive structures like cannons or Teslas right on the river. If that happens, you know an Expo is probably following, and now Chris is pushing forward with the Golem, not giving his opponent a chance to get that Expo down, and an Expo would be completely useless with the Golem advancing, of course. The Golem would go right after the Expo. Instead, he's on the tower, and before you know it, that tower is down, and Chris is ahead 2 crowns to 1. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that Expo users have no skill, because there is a certain amount of skill involved simply in the logistics of trying to protect that Expo and to get it to lock onto the opponent's tower. But here, this guy's gone into desperation mode, dropping, was that a mortar? Back in the back of his battlefield, and now a Golem is approaching the King's Tower, full-size Golem on the King's Tower, other units, and you can really tell at this point the opponent has just given up. Down 2 crowns to 1, the Golem's just overrunning I've got the power's base, and that is the end of it right here. Time runs out, and Chris could not resist dropping the crybaby taunt on I got the power, taking out another Expo user, 2 crowns to 1. Now we'll take a look at another Expo replay, this one from R-Dubs, who loves dismantling Expos, taking them out. He starts out this battle with a crying emote, and honestly, I don't ever know what that means. Are you sad? Am I sad? Am I supposed to be sad? Or am I thinking you're... But in any case, thumbs up and the battle begins. Inferno Tower Hog Rider. And right here, of course, R-Dubs, unless he knows Angry Bugs, doesn't know that the old Rocket and Expo are both lying in wait. He's seen the Inferno Tower, and it was placed in a relatively typical position, maybe about 1 space forward of where you see most Inferno Towers deployed, but it pretty much is going to nullify the Hog Rider. Just about reset. Now R-Dubs losing his minions to the arrows, the bomber approaching, and here it comes. There is the Expo. It has gone down, and Dubs trying to get to it before it locks onto the tower. There is the Tombstone. That's going to work to try to distract those units coming in after the Expo, and R-Dubs will successfully get those units to the Expo, taking it down before it ever locks on, and that gets the well played and the crying emote from Angry Bugs. And of course, the element of surprise is gone. Now R-Dubs is warned. Watch out, he's going to save that elixir and make sure that he's always ready for when that Expo comes back in to the rotation of his opponent. And that is another major strategy tip for any battle, and that is getting to know your opponent's rotation. If he drops arrows, you know that another set of arrows isn't going to be available right away, of course, unless he has a mirror card, in which case you might already know the mirror card exists. So a lot of players will do that, intentionally dropping, say, a Goblin barrel after the arrows are dropped, knowing they will be more difficult to counter. Now, the Expo is back up, but R-Dubs has got that Knight down. He's going to lose the minions to the arrows, but the Knight gets in there, distracting the Expo just about long enough that other units can get in and get the job done. And again, 0 for 2, Angry Bugs not able to get that Expo to lock onto the tower and melt it like it so often can if it isn't countered effectively. So we are into double elixir, the last minute of the battle. Notice Angry Bugs has still not used the rocket. So that is his one element of surprise. The rocket obviously waiting for the right moment. And again, R-Dubs very carefully knowing when that Expo is back in the rotation as it is now. He's waiting for it. He's always anticipating the possibility of it going down, and he's ready with those units to get through. But right now, Angry Bugs is really forced onto the defense. As you can see, a very defensive Inferno Tower. There is the free spell. The Hog Rider is on that tower, and the tower is down. And a well played from Angry Bugs. R-Dubs going ahead with 10 seconds left. Angry Bugs knows it's over. Well played. The time is just going to run down. And R-Dubs with the angry taunt knows we all hate Expo users. Nobody likes an Expo user. But I have to say, the way I feel about the Expo is I hate it, yes, but it is in the game, it's part of the game, and it kind of adds an additional strategic wrinkle to the game. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you love the Expo, hate the Expo? Do you think it should be removed, buffed, nerfed, stay the way it is? As always, thank you guys for spending a short part of your day with me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for the earliest possible update and sneak peek information. Thumbs up if you liked the video, and I hope to see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon, you hate the Expo because I trashed you with it, fair and square. Fair and square, you took my account, it's not Royale.